And Aries, you missed the memo. You supposed to have a black shirt on. We all have black shirts.
Oh, is it a word?
Yeah, we all look. Yeah, exactly.
The rim on my neck is black.
Whatever. So
I'm not going to question you because I've seen it to a lot of people. So it could be true. Not yours.
What is that shirt? I never seen that.
Nah, this is somebody sent me a bunch of these.
I was gonna say that's not an on the road.
No. Remember, it's that one with the sleeves and the two-tone
the flag. Oh, look at you representing your flag.
Yes. Can you hear me, or do I need to scoot over?
No, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Yep. I haven't started recording because I can always edit whenever. Do everybody sound okay?
Yeah.
I didn't get the hair. I was gonna put a wig on, but I didn't want to hear Aries' mouth.
You wouldn't know. Do as you do. Come as you please.
He would have nerve.
Just because he knows me. He never seen me in a wig, so I don't know if he used. My mom had a wig on today, but anyway, it's another story.
Yeah. Okay. So we play theme music. So our theme music is playing. Hey, bounce to our theme music. Bounce.
That's okay. We got it for you.
That's all right. Yeah, right. Hey.
Are we rocking and rolling?
Yes.
That's how
Welcome. Yes, we have special guests today, Spears and Steinburg.
Oh, yes. And we finally get to meet Steinburg.
Woo, woo. How you doing, Steinburg?
Great, man. I'm sorry I missed the last one. That was my bad.
Yeah, okay, but that's okay. We got you here, and we are so excited for you to be here. Thank you for agreeing to be here for our special episode. So, we're talking about today current events.
Yes.
And so, with our current events, we all know because we had to do this. We had to have you on our podcast for our current events because our first one we were talking about the election. And, our take and everything. And, we're all as our right to vote for whoever we want to.
Mm-hmm. We can judge you too, but that's okay.
But, we wanted to, now that we're getting so close and with all of the events of yesterday, we wanted to have you guys on as we discussed it because we'd love to hear you guys' take on it.
And to be truthful, before we start, Aries, I feel more comfortable being Doobie, Ingrid. You know what I mean? So when I'm on, they're like, "Oh, your language," and I was like, "But it was on a show. I was with Aries." So it makes me break out a little bit more than I normally do because I can say it's just you influenced me to be myself. When some of the things I vocalize, I talk about intimately. I curse and I do things, but people don't. They're used to a proper Ingrid instead of Doobie. So
well, I took from actually Andy's joke in regards to D.L. Hewley, because when you look at D.L. Hewley's posts, they're very pro-Black, militant, and at one point, Andy had referred to DL as DLX. So after seeing what was going on yesterday, I had spoken to Shalane and I said, knowing how pro-Black Doobie can be, start calling her Doobie X after this one. Because yesterday's events were kind of funny.
Yeah. Doobie has her X moments. That's all right. But, you bring it out of me, too. No,
I'm glad I inspired you. Andy, you want to start?
Well,
no.
And you know what, Andy? I wanted to ask, just so we can get the elephant out of the room, did you vote?
Yes.
You voted, and your vote is sacred. We understand that. And I don't know what political party you are a part of, if you want to share.
I'm not part of a political party.
Okay. That's really good. That's interesting. Please share. Why not?
I'm just not a fan. I don't think either party represents us as who we should be. And so I pick and choose by what's needed. To me, that's how I feel. I have to vote. As far as my life goes, like it's easy to say this, so it doesn't mean much. But I'm fiscally conservative, but a lifestyle and how I work in life, I'm liberal. I mean, I'm conservative when it comes to how I spend my money, how we spend other people's money, because the money that the government has isn't their money, it's our money. Right. And I believe we spent, there should be a lot more thought into what we spend money on, because it's about how we spend our money. But as far as lifestyle goes, how we live our lives, that is way more liberal, because I believe that we should. This is going to get more for me because I have certain things that I say. Aries says that I never finish them correctly. And I leave things out there so that people take it the wrong way sometimes. But we're not all Americans right now. And I don't think the parties want us to be all Americans. We should all be Americans. We should all be looked at as Americans. And I don't see that by either party. So I vote for who I feel.
Question about that though.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's. Okay. Before we go there.
No. It's about what he said.
I just want to. Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying. But before we go there, question: when you say, okay, so what nationality are you?
I'm an American, but my mom is Mexican, and my mom has Mexican heritage. My dad has Jewish heritage. His brought over from Brooklyn and Russia. So.
And you got with Aries. That's the funniest thing. Yeah. I'm not. Okay. Never mind.
I want you to go there all the time.
Aries is smoking. I had an edible, and I'm joking.
Okay, so you're of mixed background, mixed nationalities.
Very interesting.
Yeah, but you were born. You were born here?
I was born in Arizona.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. So yeah, we all are, and it's so funny because even our races now are becoming so diverse within even the Black race, and there's so many diversities. So I just wanted to just kind of have a background on you when you said you're an American, just in case, somebody questioned, well, what nationality is he, Yeah. So go ahead, Ingrid, you can.
Well, no, I was going to say when you just mentioned about it's not America, and I was like, to be honest, that's okay in a certain way, and I'll explain myself. So to be in America is interpreting how you think America should be, how I think America should be, how you and whatever. Because we're a melting pot. There's so many different versions of what America means. There's the overall theme, obviously, in that we all hope we're all good people, and we hope that we all are standing for freedom and justice. And we clearly are not and never will be. It seems like the way it's going in my lifetime, at least. But it just to me, it's depending on what America means to you. And I think we don't look at that enough.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying with that we're not all seen as Americans. As we look, let's just get into a little bit of what unfolded yesterday. Yes. And it's very important because when we say, and the point's been brought up many times Biden brought it up today, which I was actually very proud of Biden today, the way he spoke. Because he said a couple things that I thought were key. He said, I actually wrote this down. Let me just see if I can find it real quick because I wrote it down for our podcast that Aries and I do today. But he wrote, he said, what happened yesterday was unacceptable. The way that everything was handled. He didn't say it was un-American, which. For the very first time, I felt like maybe he did spend enough time next to Obama. Maybe he did catch some of that because what happened yesterday was very American. It wasn't acceptable, but it was very American. And that's a point that I want. When I say what America is, I mean when we look at each other on the street, we should see ourselves as Americans first, and then say and I'm not telling anybody they should be doing this. This should be going on in their mind. That is like, for me, I'm an American of Hispanic heritage, but being an American is why we're still so, this is like you said, it's a melting pot, but we don't all view each other as part of that melting pot.
Oh, absolutely.
And so the people.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. When, because Biden said, this is not who we are. This is not what America is. And then he used the word to describe the people yesterday. That mob is not who we are. And to me, that's to the contradiction. When you look at the history of this country, mobs have always been associated with America with that behavior, from lynchings till now. So America has always historically just shown itself in its behavior as a mob. So I don't
Oklahoma
agree with him
looked
with
like
that.
yesterday if we had cameras back then. Just
But
opposite
today,
color.
but today when he spoke, he didn't say that this wasn't American. He didn't say this isn't American. He said this isn't acceptable. I saw him draw a distinction because he brought up the fact that if this was Black Lives Matter, this wouldn't have happened this way. So when he made that distinction of this isn't acceptable versus what a lot of presidents have said in the past, this isn't American, I felt that he made that distinction.
That's a good point.
He made that distinction today. Yesterday, when he was at the podium, he didn't say that.
No, I know he didn't say that. That's why I specifically said today when he spoke. I said, but I told you, I've never been a fan of Biden. Okay, since the first question you asked me, and you didn't ask for my vote, I voted for Biden.
Okay.
Oh, Grandpa. I call him Grandpa.
Okay. But yeah, and when he spoke yesterday, it felt like a grandpa speaking. It felt like an old 76-year-old grandpa trying to calm down the fight that was going on.
Yes.
I didn't, I begrudgingly voted for him because I disagree with him in so many ways, but I disagree with the other dude in so many more ways.
So he was the lesser of the two evil, just to say it like that,
He was the best we were going to do at this election.
He really is the best we were going to do. But at the same time, did you watch Congress? Because watching Congress and everything, it just really, as an American, it hurt me to see that. And for CNN to say domestic terrorists that were led by our own leader, that right there, me as an American, I am disturbed because I don't feel, and I agree with a lot of people that are saying and maybe it is only 2 weeks, but I don't feel he needs to even be in that position anymore because of the fact that if you watched his lawyer, if you watched his son, he sent those people there and had no plan.
They said this morning as I was watching CNN this morning, there were a couple of Republicans, and of course, all of them are jumping ship now.
Oh yeah.
And interestingly enough, I want to say the guy's name, but I can't remember it. But one of his biggest supporters was like, yes, he said,
that was on my
from
list.
this moment, he said, from this moment on, enough is enough. And then one of the CNN pundits went, why is it that now 13 days left into his presidency, then now enough is enough?
And everybody's jumping ship.
To this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you know who John Bolton is. He was, I don't know who. He wrote the book that Trump got mad about, that he released a lot of secrets apparently about Trump. He spoke today about exactly what you're talking about. He spoke to what Aries is talking about right now. But one of the things that he brought up is that the president that we have right now is dangerous. And in this 13
He's been dangerous.
He's been dangerous, but this is the important part to what he said. In these 13 days, yes, you could try to remove him, but he could cause more damage in that 13 days trying to remove him than actually getting through the 13 days. That's a big question because he brought up some very valid points that Trump would do.
Well, my question becomes, and a couple of the political pundits said this. I think it was Anderson Cooper said repeatedly, he has the nuclear codes. Okay, well, that's extreme worst case scenario. Do you really think he's going to push the nuclear button? Like, come on, man. Like that's extreme thinking. So nuclear codes aside, what really can he do but incite more violence?
He can free more people that shouldn't be freed. He can try to.
We know he's not going to do anything noble.
Acts. Huh?
Yeah, but he's not going to do anything noble. We're talking about worst case within these 13 days.
I'm seeing things that would make it worse. So what is those? Remember when he first got in office, he wrote that pen and changed everything he could do that Obama did.
Just undo.
He did all the work, but there was a word for executive decision. Wasn't that the word? Isn't that what they called it? Where he can override everything? Executive order?
Executive orders. You can executive orders because those orders. Okay, here's the issue though. Obama's executive orders aren't law; they're executive orders. So he was able to come in and redo those and repeal those.
Okay.
Anything Trump does is an executive order in this next 13 days. Biden can come in and end it on the 14th day.
Yeah.
So yes, I have a problem with him being there for the next 13 days. But this dude, He's disastrous. And what he's going to do next, I don't think that he has feelings. Like, I think he's, I hate to say this, but his heart has to be like a hitman for the mob. He don't care. That's what he feels is what he needs to do. He's going to do. And that makes him more dangerous because he has nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, that's the most dangerous you can be.
You know, real quick, I want to hit on this because you both mentioned Obama. And, you know, Andy and I'm Obama's biggest supporter. I'm almost his groupie.
I understand.
And Andy and I constantly go back and forth on this. We don't go back and forth, but I always beat this dead horse to death because I have this issue with Black people always asking the question, what did Obama do for us? And I'm actually going to state this on our podcast when we talk about this. If what is going on now doesn't make it any clearer in terms of what Obama has done for us, you're insane. Because one thing we know about America is this country has always been built upon, thrived upon, and survives off of race. Race is embedded in American culture, and it's just as American as baseball and apple pie. Obama's legacy will be forever. That is in the historical books. This is forever. This will always be remembered.
Yeah.
Trump's legacy will always be remembered. Now, when we look at the two legacies, Obama was one of the greatest, if not the greatest president we've ever had. When you look at Trump and you look at his legacy, this is a debacle. He is going down in history as one of the worst presidents we've ever had. And when you look at the irony and when you look at the karma, this is a man who started the birther movement. Obama's not a citizen. This is a man who took every chance he got to go, this administration that is called the Obama administration is an abomination. He took every chance he got to go, all he does is play golf. Meanwhile, no one has played more golf than Donald Trump.
360 days, they're saying, of his presidency, he's played golf.
So when you look at these two legacies and you think about the stigma that Black men have always had to endure, and here you go in terms of legacy and history, one of the greatest presidents ever, a Black man. And then you look at Trump, one of the worst presidents ever, a white man who is a known narcissist, racist, homophobic, sexist bag of shit. History will remember these two legacies. Yeah. And if you don't understand when you connect the dots, how Obama makes us look because his legacy is our legacy, well, then you just fucking lost. And I don't know what else to tell you. That's why it kills me when Black people go, what did Obama do for us? If you didn't get it before, how could you not get it now?
Well, I call it from class to ass.
Yeah, but you guys are good. But you're missing the one thing that I think the most important thing from Trump's legacy that you're missing right now as we talk about it because it's too soon. He showed us actually he really showed us who we were as a country.
Oh, absolutely, agreed.
Yeah.
And he framed white privilege like it's never been framed before. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say the day that he took office, I had never been somewhere and felt like all eyes were on me. I had a white person barrel past me with their basket because they felt they had privilege. I was in a hospital waiting room and the people were just telling people to go back to because this was a lady that was Indian. And even though she was in her traditional, he was telling her to go back to her country. I had never witnessed such racism in your face like that. And people just felt they had a right. They felt they had a right because of who their president was at the time. And it had just continued for these 4 years. And I've never in my lifetime, I know it's there. You know what racism is about, you know what it is on the low, but I've never experienced it on the high that it has been in these 4 years.
But we captured it on worldwide television yesterday.
No, we did it before that, to be honest.
It did, but we framed it on world when every anchor has to go, Black Lives Matter would not have been treated this way. That was it was captured in a way that there's no deniability. Yeah, you can't hide from white privilege anymore. When people say,
hold on. But here's what was crazy. The post that I sent out on Instagram where I'm going, I'm watching this. If white privilege could never, this is white privilege at its finest. If it's never been more obvious. Lo and behold, I had a white dude go, This is not a black and white thing. This
course.
is a people, but he went, this is a people versus the government thing.
Okay.
And believe me, there are a lot of white people that think like that. So even still, Andy, to your point, no matter how much we frame it, there are white people that still go, this is not a race thing.
But you got to frame it the right way. They're saying it's not a race thing because this is an election thing, a fraud thing. That's what they're trying to say. We can give them that. But the way that they were treated when they stormed the building.
Okay, fair enough.
That is a total white thing. And more so,
outside the building too. When they were throwing tear gas,
but they weren't prepared. They said, yeah, exactly. Because when they had the Black Lives Matter a few months back, they were prepared for the black people to storm it. They were not prepared. They were not prepared.
I just literally posted a picture that somebody sent me actually, where it said Black Lives Matter versus yesterday. And they showed a picture of all the troops on the Capitol steps for Black Lives Matter. And for this one, they showed Paul Bart, the movie from the dude running, where he's running. Where he's running away. Like Paul Bart is running away in fear.
Did you hear the thing? It was one guy in there saying, I need help. It's me by myself. It's like they were not prepared.
He was the one little, the image was because he was one black guy, and then all the mob was getting close to him, and they kept going up the stairs, and he finally got back up. But it was funny though, because when the backup came, it was all them together, but he was by himself. So I was like, why is he by himself watching the front door? But one thing I saw, and then Tamika Mallory?
She a news anchor?
No, she's like an activist, and she has been on a lot of things.
She lives where
Breonna Taylor was.
Where Breonna Taylor was,
and she's been when you see her face and see someone, you'll know exactly who she is. But I follow her.
Very outspoken.
Yesterday she did a whole thing about not to quote Martin, not Martin, my man, but Malcolm is my true man. To quote Malcolm X, chickens will come home to roost. They always come home to roost or whatever. And I tweeted back with chickens running home. It was the cutest thing ever. But people were getting mad because they were seeing, I was like, it is a black and white thing, but it's more than that. It's like looking at, and I think Chris Rock said in one of his specials, it was like, there's black people and there's niggas. So even black people go, oh, that's a nigga over there. Because that's the way it is. There's a difference between the regular person, the average person, and then that one thug, whatever you want to call, whatever the radical person. So to me, when I say, oh, those are they were all white people, of course we know it's not all white people. We know that it's that people who believe in that movement, right? But it's not like some of the regular everyday people that you talk to, like my sister. I have a Caucasian sister. And I knew I've never even considered her anything like that, any kind of racist thing. But there's a whole group of people, and that's why it's not race, but it is race. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but white people who know that that's not about them.
Yeah, well, true.
They do know, but every time they hear that it was white people, there is a moment where you cringe. I cringe. I'm like, because no matter what, and I love that white people are suffering this right now. And I know that sounds funny for me, but I love it because black people always have to suffer from what other black people have done, no matter who they are, where they came from, or what association they are. This is time where, like you said, chickens come home to roost. Now we didn't talk out, we didn't speak out enough, we didn't change enough. So now we have to accept that represents us as well.
Yeah. I have my sipping tea moment. I'm just sitting back. It's not my business. I can watch it on CNN. It's not my business. I'm gonna sip my tea, stay in the corner, and see what happens. Because for a change, it's not us.
It's not us. It's not us. And we really were. We're just sitting here like, oh my God, these the white people. You know,
it's the white version. Because
you never see it. But then they're releasing. They're all those people. TMZ posted every last person. The FBI is going after the man that came in. Did you see the man that was holding the podium? He put it on iOffer today. I heard it's on iOffer. So he's selling the podium. Like, you don't see.
It ain't that hard to find those masterminds. I'm sorry. Well, it shouldn't be that hard.
We don't do that. We just don't do that.
No, yeah, we do. If there
not
was
like that.
If there were some Jordans,
not like that.
If there were some
not
Jordans,
like that.
If there were some Jordans.
He's going to need.
Oh, no. Listen.
They did do it with the Louis Vuittons and the Gucci's in Atlanta.
If black people had stormed the Capitol like that, there would be a nigga somewhere in Crenshaw going, "Hey man, I got that presidential shit. I got that presidential pants, baby.
I got Nancy Pelosi sign. You want it?"
But
there would have been graffiti on the pictures. We'd have torn the pictures up. Let's be honest.
But all this conversation about what happened there, we're missing one of the greatest things that did happen yesterday too. That made yesterday a good day, because we're talking about how bad yesterday was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, an amazing day, because what happened in Georgia flips Congress.
Yes.
More strength in Congress than there is as the president, especially this last president. Now a president can get their agenda through because they actually have strength in office. So,
but this is
go ahead.
But this is why, again, when you say, and I think, Doobie, you said it's not about race, but it is. But I lean more heavily towards it absolutely is about race. Because let's be honest, at the center of this, what is this really about? White people, particularly middle-aged white men, feeling like this country is no longer theirs. Hence Georgia. They're losing the seats. Black people are being put in high positions. We had a black president. Make America great again, which is great again when? Back when y'all had control. White people are panicking because they're becoming the minority and they're losing their voice. They're losing their power. So it is about race.
I take issue with that about making America great again, because it's coming from one place. It's like Black Lives Matter. People say these things and try to twist what they really mean.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand when Trump said, make America great again, why this happened. But when Bill Clinton said it, no one said shit about it.
Because Bill Clinton didn't come off like a narcissist, racist, sexist asshole.
And the other part of this is that that white America has to accept is, from the beginning of time, white men have felt like they were losing their power in this country. That's when we just watched Good Lord Bird. What was they talking about in there? The guys were saying that they're losing their grip of controlling the country. This has been going on forever. White people have to relinquish whatever their mental problem is that they're losing. We're all Americans here. We're all supposed to be doing it for the right reason. And whatever this phobia is, it's a sickness. Yeah. It's a sickness. We're all here for the right. If we're all here for the right reasons, this wouldn't be a problem. This is a problem because there's a sickness in this white community.
Yeah, but it started. He, as your point earlier, I'm happy that we see who we are. So, when something always happens on the news and you're around your friends, especially when you a white person or any other nationality, what's the first thing you always say? Oh, I got black friends. I love black people. I got black friends. To me, that old saying, which never was appropriate, never worked anyway, it should be no more talk. It's just all action. What you do. I want to know what you did instantly. Like, I don't want to hear nothing else about who you guys are friend. What did you do? What have you done for your friend? What's your friend? Like, what makes that your friend? When the last time you saw him? You know mama? You know daddy? Do you call, you know what I mean? Like, to me, people should, now we're at the stage where it's a show. To me, it's show me. Show me who you really are.
And words are cheap. So,
words are very cheap, because I know someone that has procreated with black people, but they're against black people. That's their black genes, or that's their black things. And that's it. But it's like, you have children, your children are black, and you're going to sit there and put that off. It's like people's racism, they don't see the mirror on them. They don't see that that's racist to even say that, Yeah.
Donald Sterling, the owner of the Clippers, he never saw himself as a racist. He's a racist.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand. I mean,
but do you really believe that though?
What?
Do you really believe they don't see themselves as racist? They know what they're saying is wrong. They know that what they're doing is wrong. So if you know wrong, how do you not think that?
I don't know, because like I just said earlier, it's a sickness, because I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. It doesn't make any sense to me as a human.
Yeah. A lot of things don't make sense because you have a good state of mind.
Andy, have you ever been racially profiled? Have you ever been somewhere and be made to feel comfortable just by the way you look? And I'm just asking you.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
But I'm going to tell you, it was by white folks.
Really?
Yeah, I went to a bar that was a little bit country, and I was with a girl, and we walked in, and I do look fairly Jewish, and the whole place, you know, that hold the record on the needle, and that stops.
Yeah,
we've all been there.
How I felt when I walked in. I'm telling you, listen, I on the road with Aries, when we stopped off and we gone to some clubs that are all black, predominantly black clubs. I've never felt unwelcome, but I knew I was different. Yeah. I was
man, that white motherfucker better be funny, nickel.
I'm not even talking just even about the comedy clubs, but if we go out afterwards for a drink, we go to a bar that's primarily a black bar. Everyone's black except for me. I never felt uncomfortable, but I did feel that I was noticed, if that makes any sense.
That hunky better order a Hennessy, nigga. You get it everywhere.
You get a little too specific.
I gotta be honest, I never ordered an old fashioned in an all black club. I never have. I do make the white bartenders do that shit. I've never tried to make anybody work extra for me. It's a different experience. And I think that it's a great experience in anything in life to open yourself up culturally, because there's things that other cultures that are in this country that I know nothing of, that I don't have a lot of information about. And I probably have thoughts that are not correct because I haven't hung out with them. So I don't know. I think that.
Listen, Andy, I just sent out a post this morning that Instagram just took down because apparently everything you say that's even semi-racial goes against their community guidelines. But somebody sent me a video of a gang of white boys in the street screaming, "Fuck Black Lives Matter! Fuck Black Lives Matter!" And there's this one black dude in the crowd with them saying it. And this nigga's haircut is jacked up. So I basically said, you can tell when niggas ain't real niggas. Look at that nigga's box. No self-respecting black man is gonna go out there with a fade that look like that. So a bunch of people commented, and this one white girl goes, why is it okay for black people to call each other coon, which I think is racist, but it's not okay when we say it? And I said, sweetie, that's because you're white. The problem is you guys too often think you have the ability to tell us what you think is right and wrong about our culture without doing the historical homework that you need to do to understand our culture. So too many times you guys speak out of turn. Mind your fucking business. And it's like, again, that white arrogance, that white naivete, that white being dismissive. Like it's because you don't even do your homework to learn about us, but you feel obligated to come in our locker room and tell us how to conduct ourselves. You don't earn that right. You don't earn that right.
But see, here's where this is where some of it, you know how when we were just talking and saying, you said, don't they know it's racist? Let me just explain to you something you just said, that the average, I'm not even say average, that a white person who doesn't have any ability to see themselves, that white chick is probably saying, well, you don't know me. But she doesn't realize that you had to live your life in a white America, that you do know white people. Even if you haven't been over to the house, you know white people better than white people know black people. Because this is the culture that you had, even within your own culture, you were affected by this white culture. And they don't understand that. They don't understand how deep this goes.
But it's not, when I say it's not.
And they don't want to. But that's the issue. They don't want to. Yeah. It's one thing not to know. Ignorance is bliss. But when you don't want to educate yourself, well, then that's a choice.
That is a choice. But yeah. I think that there is a lot of people, a willful ignorance is a problem. But I think that I think, as we were saying in the beginning of this situation has really framed how white people are treated and looked at here in this country. And hopefully some people will have enough within themselves to take a look at how their life works in this country and see that it's not the same. But what's very important that we could continue conversations like this, because we've been to Canada, and Canada acts like they don't have racial problems, but is the most uptight, afraid, it is so segregated in the way that they work. That's because they won't have this communication. So as bad
you say
as
that
is,
though, I had someone in Canada, and they're both white, well, it's mother and son, and they were like, first thing, how's Ingrid? Is Ingrid okay? Like they asking about my opinion, they're asking my thoughts, because they know how it affects even my Tunisian and African friends. They know how it affect all this kind of stuff affects us as a race and how the things we have to go through. So like even here, it just depends on who you talk to. Some people get it, some people freaking don't. Black and white. My nephew voted for Trump and is oh my God, talking to him. I was like, I gotta let you go if I hurt your little feelings. Because he's all about the things Trump said and believed the hype and all these things. So, and he's black. So as I said, it's not exactly black and white. Like
well,
US Canada.
But Trump was selling something.
Yeah. Well,
and so I feel more comfortable talking about him than I did when he was in office, because I never wanted to be arrested. But he's a grifter. It's the great swindle. It's the great this part of what he's done, and I believe this to be true, and I might be completely wrong, but what he did, and I saw this when they came back up with the $600 they were going to give everybody.
Right.
And he went back and said, and Steve Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi worked on that together. So that's what Mnuchin thought that Trump wanted. And then Trump comes back and goes, it should be $2,000. And then he read all the fat that was in the bills that he was trying to get through so they could finance everything. I think he's trying to blow up that Republican Party because he doesn't want to leave it that way. And if he comes out with his own party, like the Patriot Party is what they're talking about, I'm nervous because now the people that you're talking about is what I think this group is going to become.
I feel like the words are mindless, stupid, and so many words I've used lately. I don't know what to say.
But I would.
I know. I said it's not. I didn't say it was right. I said that's what I used.
But the
easily manipulated.
But the attempt to go from 600, which we knew was bullshit, to 2,000. You don't think that's his last attempt to go, I'm for the people? Look what they were offering.
So. I think so. I think
he approved 600 on purpose just to come back to be the savior, which $2,000 is not.
It felt like a savior move to me.
But I feel that it was his way of going, because he put out the list of all the things that we were spending money on that seemed illogical to be spending money on at this time, and then he called both parties out, and that the American people needed the 2,000. I think that's why I'm saying he didn't say the Democrats did this. He said the whole party, both parties.
Separation. He's
blowing up the parties to start his own party. This is what I think's happening.
Agreed. Okay, speaking of that, and just keeping in timeline. So when we looked at Congress, and we looked at those certain, I always say senators because I pay attention to them more. Besides Lindsey, I don't know Lindsey's nick word. Besides slimy, I don't know the word I use for Lindsey. Mitch is a bitch. That's my word for Mitch. But all those people and Ted Cruz, I don't even know a word that's low enough to describe what kind of flip-flopper, horrible, weak man I don't even call him a man. He is. Do we think those, especially the Teddy people, would be part of they're part of the new Patriot Party? Or
yeah.
What do you think?
I think Ted Cruz is, because he stood by Trump the whole time. Lindsey kind of moved away from him right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving him a thumbs up because he moved away from him right now. But Mitch McConnell actually moved away from Trump even before this happened, which he, like you said, bitch Mitch, but whatever. It was a little too late.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit before this, which. I'm not giving him. I'm giving him change. I'm giving him
change. He got a change checkbox, just not anything else. Because Lindsey's speech yesterday was perfect. He said it a year or two ago. Last night it was way too late. It would be good if you said the same thing a year. Because when they say their speeches, they're also admitting how the whole fraud thing is not validated. They're admitting that I couldn't. There's nothing to support it. But you just an hour before that or 2 hours before that, you were actually still voting to stop the process and look at the votes. again.
But that was really amazing to watch because it was so historic. How when Pence would say, well, you need to have this and you need to have a senators. And when he was like, in light of the events today, they're not doing it, you know, and a lot of them, because there were a lot of people that were going to object. And I think if he didn't do what he did, he may have had them really, you know, going to bat for him. But they all just crumbled and folded. Like, how do we look backing you when you did this to us? They literally felt assaulted. And they should with every right. There's like a lot of senior citizens in there. And my heart went out to them, trying to get them, trying to run and trying to get them into a safe place.
Lord, don't give a visualization of that, please.
That was just really, really just.
But this also gives Trump, again, momentum to build his own party, because now, hey, see how they crumbled? See how they weren't there? I'm here for you.
I would not be surprised if Trump did not come, and that should have been his ammo. I could do this again in 4 years. I would not be surprised if
25 is the vote.
But what I'm saying is, I bet you he comes back in 4 years. I bet you he comes back in 4 years.
Does what?
Try to run.
I think votes.
He could try. I think he could try. No. But I think by that time it'll be far too late, because again, white people are becoming the minority. So if we're talking about what, another 4 years, what is it? When can he run again?
24.
Okay. So another 4 years. Again, they're not growing. The numbers are going backwards. So, you know, if it ain't gonna be done now, if he wasn't gonna repeat now, I don't see it happening in 4 years from now.
That doesn't mean he's not going to try.
I don't know.
You can try all you want.
I know Andy was trying. I think it's money. I think it may not be about running. I think it's about money. He can get a TV show. He can get all this stuff. You know how many flags he saw yesterday?
No one is endorsing. Trump is done. As far as anything in the world of television, entertainment, no brand is going to touch that.
I don't think so.
I think
no brand is going to touch that.
I think somebody will. Somebody will. Because I feel like that's what got me there in the first place. That, you're fired. Yes, he's going to be our president. Because they thought
but that's before we knew what he really was. Now we know what he really is.
He's always shown who he was.
He's always shown who he was, but not to this magnitude.
No,
not on this level.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, though. Before you say that, he's the one while he was running that said, I could go out. No, we're not talking about his past. We're not talking about videos that came out or audio that was released. While he's running, he said, I could go out into Fifth Avenue. I could shoot someone dead and I would lose a vote. So we knew who he was.
Okay, but you know what? He may not.
Yeah, the grab the pussy guy. Yeah, the same thing.
It wasn't this level of story in the White House. I mean,
he may not have pulled the trigger, but a white woman got shot and she's dead because of his rhetoric. So he's done.
Well,
he's done.
I find that surprising that that's not talked about very much on the news right now.
Because I think
there was 4 deaths too.
There's 4 people and like 52 people were injured. And the thing is, it's hard because her motive. It's hard to find sympathy in that. It's hard. Did you see the video that they released with her going up there? Like, it's 3 million of us going up there.
I just sent Andy the video of her getting shot.
I'm talking about as she was walking there. Like as she was walking there, she was like, "We going to do this." If she'd have been,
it's the same white woman that got shot.
She'd have been Shamika, she'd have been shot before she crossed.
Hold up. Here was a great video. Here was a great video. Somebody sent me a video of, I guess, one of the black security guards / officers during the protest. And while she's talking to the camera, this white lady off to the side throws the weakest punch I've ever seen. But she kind of grazes the black chick. The black chick said, "Bitch."
The one that they said she was trying to be a Karen. The way she was giving her
with a Muhammad Ali.
Send that to me. I want to see that.
I seen that. It's on TMZ, I think. I seen that. Bloody. I seen that. And then she want to press charges. Then she wanted to press charges.
Of course. Come on now. That was written. That was right there, of course, obviously.
That black lady checked the shit out of her, yo.
I seen that. I think it was on TMZ. I really do. I really do. Both of them were. The girl going up to the thing too.
I mean, when it breaks down to it's Trump. to me, the multiple thing is getting him out. It's 13 days. What can he do? I don't know. I feel like he can do a lot. But I feel like when he leaves, he's going to brag about how much he did and what he did. And then he's going to rally these Proud Boys up again. And I don't think it's over yet.
I do not believe he has too much clout to just go fold quietly. It's not.
I think
somebody he's going to be able to get.
Let's bet on this. I'm gonna bet, girl. Do you want to bet on this? Let's go.
You know what? Aries bet the other day and lost $500. I don't think he want to bet.
Ooh.
Listen, I think he's gonna leave office and quietly go into the abyss.
I don't.
No one wants to hear from him.
He's not.
Okay, Andy, what's your vote? What you say?
He's coming back with his own party, and even if he doesn't run, he's going to try to help. He'll raise financing, and he'll try to help senators, congressmen. He'll try to help mayors. He will try to get judges elected. He's not leaving. He's not leaving.
No. Well, okay. So I watched this show on one of those channels, and it was showing building empires, and it was in New York in like the 70s, 80s. It showed different things. One of them was that lady who had all the shoes, that crazy lady. You know what I'm talking about.
What's her name?
Melda Marcos.
Yeah, Marcos.
They talked about her. They did one of Giuliani. They did like all these people, right? And which we didn't talk about his gross self. But anyway, so they did Trump and how Trump took over and became this big empire and how he started with his dad's money and all this stuff. And it showed how, so I forget which mayor was, my mayor, what's the guy? Ed
Koch.
Yeah, he was the mayor, and he wasn't buying Trump's.
Well, hold on. Stop for a second. You said that's your man, Ed Koch?
No, I just said compared to Giuliani.
No, she said my mayor, like he's the mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, no. She said, you know.
Yeah, I know much about him. All I saw, I don't know. I can tell you what he looks like back then. That's as much as I knew about him. But no, so I watching the show, he was my man because he stopped Trump. That's why I was getting supported. He stopped Trump, like my man, like you said. But anyway, so he stopped Trump. So what Trump do? Trump went around him and did all this stuff and did all these things. I don't know if he helped he helped with Rudy getting in his position. Like he did all these things to get what he wanted. And I see him doing that after he leaves because there's certain things he really wants, and that's power. And having power over all these minions? Come on now.
The stakes are different now. He's a pariah. Yeah. When you look at everything that's going on, what all the political pundits are saying, based on yesterday's events, he's a pariah.
Yeah.
No one wants to touch him.
He still has a following of people that will follow.
Exactly. I'm
writing this down because we're going to talk about this in 3.5 years. We're going to talk, 3 years. We're going to talk about this. Remember, first of all, we wait till we watch The Simpsons and see what The Simpsons say, because that's going to be the true test. If The Simpsons has it on there, then we know it's true.
But remember this about Trump. The reason he got elected is one of the things that he did that he showed he was supposed to be a regular guy and he was getting around things. That was his whole point. That's how he, like you were saying, in his business, he gets around things. That's why he was a bad president, because he was trying to get around laws. He was trying to get around the Constitution. He was trying to get around the business of this country. He's going to try to get around and subvert things outside. And here he's going to have more. He's going to not more power, but he's going to have more leeway to get around things because he's not going to be a public official.
I wish he would go to jail. That'd be great.
He's not going to go to jail. I guarantee he's going to get pardoned.
He tried to pardon himself. How do you do that?
Because he really is in a bubble. Like, it's like almost retardation kind of thing. And that makes them, I feel bad saying retardation because that makes them as bad as he is. But he look what he has.
Special. Just say special.
He's special, but as bad as he is, he's smart as hell too, because he does get around and gets whatever he wants a lot of times.
Don't be surprised if he steps down with just a few days left and then he gets a pardon from Pence.
I heard he was stepping down today. Someone put it out there that Trump was going to step down and leave the house.
Pence finally grew some balls yesterday and really went against him. And then he talked about him. And he talked about him, and he was like, and he tweeted about that, like how Pence was weak. Like Pence really had to stand up and grow a backbone.
No, there was no backbone. No.
I'm with you. It wasn't a backbone. He finally stood up for what the laws are in this country. That's what he stood up for.
I don't think it's a backbone, and I don't think it's anything noble. I think the Titanic is sinking, and everybody's trying to get a lifeboat.
Yeah, because I think Pence still wants a political career, and I think
they all do.
They all do, except that chick from Georgia with the long blonde hair. I think she don't want nothing no more. I think she realized she done.
Hey, Doobie, let me ask you a question real quick, because I already asked Shalane this. Do you have Showtime?
No, but I'll have things. I have ways to see everything. What's up?
There's a show called.
You know how we are. We always got to hook up. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a show called The Good Lord Bird with Ethan Hawke, and he plays a slave abolitionist, and it's a really amazing show. And I had put Andy onto it, and we saw the whole first season because there's only one season, and we talked about it on our podcast. Y'all should check out that show.
But it might be on
it's an
Hulu
amazing
or
show.
It might be on
I'm
Hulu.
worried because I'm not good at slave movies. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really good right now.
No, but it's not a it's a series, but
it has a lot.
It's not what you think. Yeah.
Okay.
And it has a lot of similarities to what's happening now.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. What about good? One more thing, because I know it's time to wrap it up. My show, which me and my husband watch, we both go, wait, what? But it is hard to describe the show. People ask, what did you like? I'm like, it's sci-fi, the Jim Crow laws. And so I'm talking about Lovecraft. Anybody watch?
Yeah, I've had a couple people tell me to check that out. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
It's crazy. I mean, but who that chick, that Journey, what's her name? The girl I talk about, Belle. Journey Bell.
Nobody knows. Nobody.
That chick. No. I talk about the girl because that girl, Letty in the show. That chick is the bomb. She is.
What's the show about?
That's the problem. No one. I can send you a little thing. No one really knows.
Is it
sci-fi? Yeah. It's sci-fi. It's Jim Crow. It's actually Vince. It's they really did a good thing because the main characters. One character, but everything is the foundation of all the characters, besides the witchcraftery and all this other stuff, is the massacre in 1921. That's a pivotal part of how the characters formed who they were and their children, etc. But it's very weird, black.
Yeah, Jordan Peele produces that.
Oh
yeah, and he's becoming like the Alfred Hitchcock of horror.
But honestly,
and I'm not about horror and slavery shit.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't watch. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about slavery. The Jim Crow, there was things I learned and different perspectives, and if you like sci-fi too, it's a no-brainer. It just, even the season 5, me and my husband was like, wait, what just happened? You leave questioning things, but to me, that's okay if it makes me interested in things and I research more and I look at things, because a lot of things they're factual. They've done a lot of facts in there, and it's Jim Crow South is just interesting. I didn't know some of the things.
I watched like 4 or 5 episodes. It's just, it's really hard for me to intertwine reality with that sci-fi. It's hard for me.
And they do it.
Yeah, and my brain maybe just doesn't pick, because then I get confused. I'm an easily confused person, and it really does wrap sci-fi with history. So
no, every episode you're confused. No, it doesn't stop. It continues, and I'm a sci-fi girl, and I love that whole world, and I love there's some historical parts. There's all these things to it, but oh my God. The show is crazy, but there's some strong Black characters. Like, Letty then, because she is one of the strongest characters I've seen on TV in a long time, like that. Because she is, as she says, I'm Letty fucking, excuse me, OC language, but you know what I'm saying. She's a strong character, and the role is just, like I said, it's a different kind of take. I actually got the book, because the thing is, the guy who wrote the original Lovecraft was this racist guy who was like in KKK and like all these racist things, Jim Crow, and he wrote this whole thing about Lovecraft Country, and he was one of the first sci-fi characters to create, like, they're like in the movie, they're like demon dogs, but they're vampires. I think he created this whole little new bad character.
We are all looking at you. We are all looking at you like you are talking algebra.
I know, like I'm lost on mine, but the way he intertwines it with Jim Crow was just I thought it was a little fresh take on something that you already know about, kind of thing. I thought it was interesting. Watch one episode for me. That's all I.
So what is your show about again? Your show is about slavery, and your show is about what?
Jim Crow South and witchcraft and sci-fi, and the future and the past.
Good Lord Bird is about the beginnings of the Civil War.
Okay.
Okay. It's about how it's not actually about the beginning. It's about a story that leads up to the Civil War.
Okay. And it ties into today.
It doesn't tie in today intentionally, but when I was saying you can see similarities of people's feelings and legal maneuvering of what people were trying to do, it's a lot rougher during that time. Obviously, you could just challenge someone to a duel back then. You didn't have to go to court. So it's a whole different.
It's like if you want to free labor, just arrest them and put them in the cotton fields and make them work. Like 13th Amendment. There are things, that's the problem. A lot of these things are still happening, just not as obvious until now. To me, you can see a lot of things more we're talking about and discussing them. But a lot of things you can see a little bit clearly how they did it. But when one of the episodes in Lovecraft, it's all about it's time travel too. They went time travel and they went into they went to Oklahoma and the massacre, and it was showing you like the perspective, like they were talking about, they were all getting ready for prom because there was a prom at T. Booker Washington high school. So they're all getting ready for prom, but prom never came because all of a sudden all these white boys came and destroyed and killed everyone. And it was like a visual until there's other movies that do that too, mind you, and shows, but.
So, but you're saying this was written by a racist dude?
No. So Lovecraft Country was, sorry, got distracted. Lovecraft Country was, and so this other guy took that and made his own book. And this what it's based on.
Okay.
H.H. Lovecraft or something, Lovecraft did the whole story about the whole town. And he took all the information and made his own story. And that's what it's on.
So it's loosely based on something else.
Yeah.
By a racist.
It's a book. Yeah, it's a book.
Oh. So okay, before we let you guys go, I just have to ask the question to the group. Do you guys think, and I'm just saying it, do you think we will heal as a nation and get better? Or will we be the same?
I think we'll heal as good as a scab heals till it gets picked again.
That's a good one. I say time frame. What do you mean by heal? If you mean
I'm just saying the way we are, I feel like within the next 4 years of Biden's, because I don't think Biden is going to run again. And I'm just saying that just because of his age and everything like that. But within the 4 years, are we going to be better? Or are we going to be the same? Because everybody has exposed their racist self.
I think it's going to be worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always the positive one. So Aries is going to make fun of me. But I feel, I guess the other question you have to ask was yesterday a good day or a bad day? And I say again, with what happened in Georgia, it sets up to be a day when you look back in history that it could be a good day. I also say that it could be a good day because as horrible as it is, and when we're going through what happened yesterday, right now, as we're looking at it, it seems horrible. And it'll always be horrible. But if the democracy never gets challenged, how do you know that it actually works? And we saw right now that a president has no more power than the other two branches of government. He wasn't able to subvert. He wasn't able to do what he does, which is work around the system to get through it. As long as he's out, and we'll know in 13 days, and I say that he's out, I feel like there's no chance. There's no weird thing that he can pull off. It worked. So, and then when we look at, because of what happened in Georgia and that we can change laws and that we have someone in office who I do think is, like you just said, a stopgap president. I think he's only there for 4 years, but if he can do and which is amazing about that is if he's only going to be there for 4 years, he can do whatever he wants too, because he's not going to be trying to run for re-election. So, and he has the Congress. He controls the Congress. I mean, he doesn't control it, but if it's all Democrat, he can get an agenda through. So he can make significant changes. So all that being said, I think this is a time when there's potential for us to have a move forward, a good move forward. I mean, a significant move forward, but it still has to happen.
Yeah.
And we've never every change always comes slowly. I think that we have an opportunity to see change move quite quickly through this 4 years. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, me too.
Well, but all the diverse people he has and all of nationalities coming in and the bipartisan people coming into as his staff, the White House will look probably more diverse than it has in a long time.
Yeah.
I would go with ever.
Yeah, ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever. I mean, they're not just black and white. It's obviously way more than that. But yeah, women, I mean, there's the roles that he's bringing in, the people he's bringing in they're all like
Americans.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say one thing. I was going to say, and then we didn't talk about COVID, because to me, all that ties into this, what we're talking about too, and how, because of this man, look what happened to our country, especially with COVID. But there was one quote that I think Lindsay talked about on the floor last night. And I was like, I looked into it and read it, and it was from a French historian, but it was Voltaire, and me and Voltaire. My French. Yeah, it was those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Common sense is not so common. The best is the enemy of the good. And I was like, when he made that quote, I was like, that's a damn good quote, because it's so true to me.
Enemy of the good. I like that. You know, can I add, there was one thing that came in, and I want to pose this to you guys, that there was a debate we were having yesterday, and they were saying, with light of everything, they felt that he shouldn't have an inauguration. And I'm like, with everything that was going on, they think that the Trump followers will try to harm him.
I agree, but I don't care. I said, you wait all this time. You tried for this job 3 times. You finally got this job. Oh, I'm celebrating. It will be changed, and there's going to be a lot of. It'll look like it would be if it was Black Lives Matters marching. It would be a lot of support, a lot of security. And everybody, the sharpshooters on the roof, all that. But I think he should have it, absolutely.
I think he should have it, but it's just so sad. Trump has just really, really got people on edge, you know?
Sorry, if he died tomorrow, he'd probably be a martyr for these crazy, I'm sorry, I know I'm crazy, stupid. I know I use crazy words because I get so frustrated. I'm very passionate about my hatred of him. But if he died, it would make him bigger, and it'd make him bigger than life for a longer time to me than if it just let him.
He's immortalized right here at this point. Immortalized right here. He's frozen in time right here. That's what it is. I'm telling you, we are going to have to revisit this.
Yes, I'm gonna get better because
Trump peeks his head out, because we know the 3 of us have said he's not going anywhere.
Yes, I wrote it down. And Andy said it's gonna be he's gonna have a patriot party, and I think that I see Republicans divided. I definitely see something coming out.
He's a piece of shit, and once the toilet is flushed, it's gone.
And I was disappointed in COVID. I was disappointed in COVID. If one thing this disease I can't stand, it's like cancer. You just hate it, you know, because it takes so many good people. But damn it, take all the bad ones at least. Like you had your chance with Trump. You had your chance. What happened? He got a little cold in the oxygen machine. Come on.
That thing Aaron said, you flush it like a turd, you flush it. That turd has to go somewhere. It doesn't disappear. It's going to go underground like those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's going to come back with.
Well, no, it's going to be a new turd. I mean, no, not to get into the graphics of the turdish, but when next time you do it, it could be smooth, easy green. It could be. There's all kind of ways, so they're always different.
And on that note,
okay, wait. I have to take a picture of you guys for social media. Okay, ready? Oh wait, I gotta take my phone out. Hold on a second. Okay, ready? Wait, I gotta figure out how to do it.
Take a screenshot of one of these.
Okay, yeah, take a screenshot.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope we weren't too
girlish
for you. You know.
No, I'm a girl, and I'm a girly girl.
I hope we weren't too over the top for you guys. But go ahead and say your platform for our listeners. You guys are.
Yeah, it's Spears and Steinburg. Available on all social platforms. DM me on the Instagram, Aries Spears, and I'll send you the link. And Spears, yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Spearsburg Pod, all social media. There you go. All social media platforms. And then say the rest of the stuff you have.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you know, Patreon and Instagram and all of that, right? YouTube.
But yeah, when does this air?
I'm going to work on it tonight.
Okay.
I'm working tonight, so I want to do it as soon as possible.
We'll be in this weekend.
Where?
Virginia Beach. Funny Bone.
Ooh. Oh, you're right there. You're right there.
Yeah.
The Virginia police gonna be up in DC.
Yeah. So if anything goes down in Virginia, we don't have any protection.
I'm gonna go out there with my gun. Like, you know that picture of Malcolm X looking out the window with that gun? That's all.
You got that?
I got it. In my mind, I'm already there.
Remember that. No regrets. No regrets.
Yeah, chickens have came home to roost.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Right. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All
Be
right.
safe.
Yep.
Mask up.
Mask on. Be safe.
You wear a mask, Andy?
Are you kidding me? Of course. I'm in Jersey City, man. If you don't mask up here, people come up.
Oh yeah, I'm out in Jersey. Be safe. Wash your hands.
Bye.
Aries, we'll talk later.
I feel like this is family. No one wants to leave. Everybody.
Aries did. I said Aries, we'll talk later. Aries is like, this motherfucker. Thank you. It's nice meeting you, Andy. I expected you to be worse, to be honest.
Worse? Wait a minute.
Because I listened to you on the show. I'm like, ooh, this damn Andy. I'm ready for Andy.
You said worse, though. That meant you didn't. I was still bad, but not as bad as you thought.
Oh no! Shut up. You weren't bad at all. You were actually better. You were actually good. So that was like, I'm joking.
I just have passionate about what I feel. But I'm out.
You see, I'm passionate too. So I agree with that. That's cool. All right. Let's go, Shalane. Bye. I can't hang this thing up. Let me end it. Okay, end. I was talking